Hello. Today we are going to use Focus to Career so that we could use these results to help answer our personality assessment questions for your freshman reflection piece. So you'll use the login instructions provided in Moodle and you will set up your Focus to Career account. Once you have your Focus to Career account set up, you will end up on this screen where you will see that you could take four different assessments. I have actually already completed those assessments, but what I ask that you do is you take your time when filling out the assessments. Um, they're going to all ask you questions. Some of the assessments are going to take a little bit longer to answer than others, but do take your time. Make sure you're answering them accurately and not just hurrying through them because the results are going to be based on how you answer these questions. So you will take four different assessments. You will take a work interest assessment. You will take a personality assessment. You will take a values assessment, and you will take a skills assessment. So for all of them, it's going to give you the option to take the assessments in particular. Like I said, I have already taken the assessments, so I could actually view my results, but just to show you a little bit of what you would be doing when you would actually click your work interest assessments, it's going to ask you questions. To what degree would you enjoy doing the following? So if you do not agree at all versus if you think this would be something that would very much interest you, you would either give it 1 or 5 stars. So again, you take your time going through all of the questions to make sure you answer them all thoroughly and accurately based on your interest in those subjects or topics. And then from there, you would answer them all. Like I said, I'm almost finished at this point. And then once you have them all, it will say finish. And this will tell you your work interest Holland code. So based on what I answered, my top interests are social, artistic, and enterprising. I had a little bit of some investigative resources tied to this. However, not so many conventional or realistic. Those are not in my best interest. So if I'm looking to see what these personality types basically mean, social means that I am a helper. Clearly, I like working with others. I enjoy teaching. I'm verbal. I get along well in groups. I like to use my imagination. I like influencing others and being in a leadership position. You could kind of see where those fall. The things that I am not, I don't like to work with objects or things. I don't tend to pay much attention to administrative details. I'm not merely a computer type person. So you could kind of see how all of those results kind of play into your personality. Now, what it will also continue to do is tell me based on those codes what types of jobs and fits would be good for me. So you could kind of see this is actually what I do. So that's neat that it gives me this as my first choice. But it also tells me school counselors, that's what my degree is in. So this kind of hit me really well in terms of personality. So that would be in that work interest assessment. Then you have that you could also do your values assessment. And again, if I'm actually going to review it, this one's simple. I just get to choose 3 based off of which 3 I think are the best top values for me in particular. So that one's super simple. And then it would show you that you picked those 3 values, but it's going to tie them to careers that fit those values. So that one's a little bit simpler, less questions than the other one. Then you have your personality assessment. And again, you would go through all of the personality assessments. Once you're done, I'm just going to review the results here. It tells me specifically about my personality, what I tend to like to do based on how I answer those questions. And again, we'll then link that to jobs and fits for my career choices. And then the last one that you would basically be looking at would be your skills assessment. And this one's a little bit simpler, like the values assessment. You pick 3 of them that you think are most important to you in particular. So, and then again, you could review what I did say here, continue, and then it again will match me up with jobs that are good for those things that I did pick. Now, once you have completed all of these in particular, you could combine your assessments to give you total overall um, results. So if I click here and I want to combine my assessments, I will click on all 4 of them in particular, and I will click continue. And I could download it to a PDF, which may be a little bit easier to look at. So it will tell me, based on my results as of today, I have 16 occupations that actually appear in all 4 of the assessments, meaning it matches my work values, my personality, and my skills assessments. They were matched all 4 of them, which would tell me that these are some of my top career matches. And again, if you really do look at them in particular, just to give you a little bit of background, take your time in doing so, because it should match you pretty similar to what you really want to do. Like I said, this is my current job. The career guidance counselor, that is what my master's degree is in. Teaching in general is what my undergrad degree is in. So it really did kind of get my personality down to a T. So in terms of the ones that match all 4, they all tend to be working with people, which is a big thing that I do value. But then there are 94 occupations that actually appear in 3 of them. So they're missing some of the work values, but they have the others. So it kind of gives you a good idea, especially some of you who maybe are not necessarily sure of what you want to do. You're still torn between curriculums or degrees. You could select from here if you're wanting to just do a vocational or technical degree versus an associate's or a 2-year degree, or if you're willing to get even an advanced degree. So if you're only wanting an advanced degree, you could kind of come here and update your results, and then it would show you based on those new results. They don't have as many matches because some of them you would not need as high of a degree as what I actually have set it up to reach. So you could kind of play around with some of these just to kind of see what it is that you may be most interested in. So if I click here, let me exit off of this in particular. If I'm really wanting to research some of these careers, which may be good options for me, I could come to this website and it will tell me, based on what I want to do, what would be the good match for that program here at Nichols. So based on what I'm trying to do, what would be a good major I could be here at Nichols. You could also click on the job title itself, and this is going to give you some details on the types of jobs that are the tasks that you do with this job. So what does this job look like? How does it match in terms of the test that we all just basically took? What type of skills would you need for those careers? Clearly, you like to help people. You want to be aware of others' reactions, teaching others how to do things, what kind of education requirements you need for it, what would be some good areas of study at Nichols. And then you can actually save these majors if you want to kind of create a profile in this Focus to Career account. So it actually gives you even a breakdown based on what state you live in, what type of pay you could expect to have for each of these individual jobs. So again, if you really are not set on what it is that you want to do, this website could be really, really helpful to you, to where you could see specifically what types of careers you're looking for. So now, this ties into your freshman reflection piece. There's a part of your freshman reflection piece where you will use these results to help you answer a section of questions. So my advice to you would be, write down your login information so that you always remember it and can backtrack and go back to it, but also make sure that you maybe take pictures of your results in case for some reason you don't remember your login, because you will have to come back to it when you're ready to do your freshman reflection piece. Now, the questions that you will use for this freshman reflection piece will be the part of your freshman reflection piece called reflection. So basically what it's going to have you do is it's going to refer to your work interest assessment and find your 3-letter code. So that was where, if I minimize this was where, it's making me go back through, and I clicked review. I'm sorry, bear with me. I should have clicked results. So I'm just going back to this. It's going to want my 3-letter code that it gave me when I finished this, which was SAE, meaning I was social, artistic, and enterprising. And it's going to kind of want me to explain that a little bit. So what does social mean? What does artistic mean? What does persuaders mean? Okay, so clearly this is where you would come to basically answer that question. And then it's going to go on and it's going to say, what are 2 characteristics that are a benefit to you in your chosen career? So I might come here and I might say, okay, I want to be an academic advisor, so I like working with people. So clearly that's going to benefit me because that would be my job, would be working with people. So I could come in and I could say that would be a characteristic that would be good for my job. It's also going to go on and it's going to ask you to find some that might be an issue when it comes to your career. That would be another one that is here somewhere. So looking back, why are they going to benefit you? Explain that. And then it's going to ask you to pick some that may cause difficulty and explain those as well. Again, a lot of these are personal opinions, as long as you justify and explain them as to how you think it could be a benefit or cause difficulty. That is what we're looking for here. And then it wants you to look at overall, looking at your personality matches with your career. Do you believe that you're going to be a good fit for this based on the results of your assessments that you actually did take? So take your time, like I said, in doing this because it will be very beneficial to you for the most accurate results, that you take your time and answer everything thoroughly and accurately. And then, like I said, use this website to your advantage. You could take these additional career planning foundation tests. They are not going to necessarily be needed, but you're welcome to kind of play around in them, see where your strengths lie, where your weaknesses lie. And then they also have like, what can I do with stuff that Nichols? I could explore any occupation. So take your time and play around this website, and I think you'll find it really, really useful. Remember how we talked about if you saved a major, you could always come back here and you could see what majors you saved, what occupations you've saved, just in case you really want to still do some investigating and some researching on what's your exact best fit in terms of a career. So it's going to be fun. Take your time and enjoy and answer those freshman reflection pieces.